has approved the host country agreement between Ghana and the African Union for the establishment of the African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat in Accra. A report by Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee says Ghana will secure a premises for the Secretariat as well as provide the necessary security. Foreign Affairs Minister Shirley Ayoko-Botwe told Parliament between 100 and 150 Ghanaians will gain job opportunities at the Secretariat.
We are happy that the AU process from inception to the signing of the AFTA agreement and the host country agreement today has ended up in Parliament. And what we are doing is opening the door for the Secretariat to start operations. Mr. Speaker, the Secretary General and his team, the first team to kickstart operations, will arrive in the country sometime this month. Indeed, it is true that we had to postpone it from March to August, and also even the operations of the Secretariat, the trading has been postponed to January. But we are on course, and we believe that this will happen very soon, despite the delays that have been caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The host country agreement, Mr. Speaker, will provide us with an agreement for where our obligations are concerned, and also the African Union obligations. But in our obligations, Mr. Speaker, we are supposed to provide the office space, which we have, 4 floors at the Africa Trade House. We've also provided a residence for the Secretary General, and also we granted diplomatic immunities and privileges to the full diplomatic immunities and privileges to the AFTA Secretariat, its staff and its dependents. Also, the members have already talked about the 10 million settling in grant, which is basically to facilitate the speedy establishment of the Secretariat. So far, some disbursements have been made upon requests that have been presented to Ghana by the African Union Commission. Some of the requests have been cost to reconfigure the Secretariat to the taste of the Secretariat, to be able to deal with the needs of the Secretariat in terms of its functioning, also security, to make sure that the premises is well secured, also the funds to recruit the Secretary General was provided, and also his travels and his cost of stay in Ethiopia. Since March, he has been domiciled in Ethiopia. And so that has all come within the 10 million settling in grants, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, also, as part of our obligations, we will be providing the Secretariat with technical expertise from MDAs such as Customs, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Trade. This is a group of people who will help for 6 months in the setting up of the Secretariat as a support team.
Meanwhile, parliamentary correspondent Joseph Opoku-Gakpo has been explaining what Ghana stands to benefit from the agreement as the host nation.
So a number of them. First of all, the Secretariat being established here in Ghana, they will enjoy a number of benefits from us as a country, including the fact that, as you indicated, their premises will be set up and finished. The Secretariat will be given a legal personality with the capacity to enter into a contract and acquire and dispose various property here in Ghana. And that's also listed in the agreement. Additionally, government will ensure that those who work at the Secretariat are offered various diplomatic statuses. There will be the situation where they would enjoy privileges and immunities, just as they would have enjoyed if they were working with the Organization of African Union once they are here in Ghana. Additionally, we'll see a situation where the secretariat will be able to freely purchase various currencies through the authorized channels here in Ghana and transfer them. The secretariat will be exempt from any direct or indirect taxes except for charges on utilities and also charges on payments like SNIT. And additionally, the expectation is that this secretariat, when it's eventually established, it would work through, with government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So those are some of the expected conditions under which the secretariat would actually operate here in Ghana. But on the issue of job creation, that's one thing that MPs pushed a lot in terms of likely benefit for the people of Ghana. The indication from the committee's report is that majority of the staff at the secretariat, those who will be doing administration, finance, and other issues, are people who would have to be, majority of them would have to be Ghanaians. And the minister put the figure of the likely number of employees that would see there as far as Ghanaians.
So for emphasis sake, let's take a look at some of the key highlights in that agreement that was presented yesterday in Parliament by the Foreign Affairs Minister. And if you can see on your screens, let's have it now. Yes, there we go. So the host country, that is Ghana, shall provide as its own expenses and secure, equipped and furnished permanent premises for the secretariat. It's also supposed to have a legal personality with the capacity to enter into a contract and acquire and dispose of movable and immovable property needed for its operations in accordance with the laws of Ghana. And went on to say officials of the secretariat and state parties of the AFCFTA agreement shall enjoy within the host country privileges and immunities as established by the General Convention on the Privileges and Immunities of the Organization of the African Unity. And it went on to say that the Secretariat shall freely purchase any currency through authorized channels and hold and dispose them and transfer its funds to or from the host country and operate accounts in any currency. And then this is the interesting part: the Secretariat is exempted from any direct or indirect tax for charges and taxes on public utility services, including compulsory contributions to any social security scheme of the host country. Joining us for more on this agreement is the Center Coordinator of CARS International, a policy advocacy group, Apia Kusi Adomaku. Grateful for your time this evening on Business Live, sir. Mr. Apia, if you can unmute your audio, I think you're on mute. So if you can unmute it, then we can hear you. Right.
Thank you.
Sure.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. So first, your impression on that agreement and what we highlighted on our screens.
I think the agreement follows a standard template in international relations agreement between a host country and multilateral or regional institution. And one thing that we must also see is that for Ghana to be able to bid and win successively this secretariat, government of Ghana put forward some proposals, which included that, look, we are going to provide you this facility, free security and other things, because other countries even showcase more and better and juicy offers than Ghana did. But Ghana won this secretariat based on other considerations, which other countries didn't have. So I think that this agreement is a mirror image of what government presented last year during the bidding process.
So if you look into that agreement carefully, one of the key issues has to do with the staff, the foreign staff. They are to enjoy some diplomatic immunity. I'm assuming this is an international practice, right? Or we should be worried?
I think this is an international practice that if a Ghanaian works with AU or ECOWAS, whereas you are working with ECOWAS and you are in Abuja, you enjoy an international, diplomatic immunity based upon the Geneva and other protocols. And so even if we have foreigners coming to work for the secretariat, they also have to enjoy the same. So this is, I mean, it's an international practice, and I don't think we should worry about this thing. But perhaps there's one issue that you flagged that I want us to bring our attention to it. It is the issue of direct taxes and social security. You know, most foreigners who come to work for the secretariats may not work here for all their lifetime. And so if you want to withhold their SNIT, and then after 3 years, the person leaves back to his or her country, what happens to the SNIT contribution that you have withheld? And so the law, AU, I'm very sure that AU has its own pension scheme, that AU deducts its pension scheme, staff pension scheme, and it keeps it. And then once you get to your retirement age, AU then pays you. With regards to tax, I think the best we could have proposed is to take, let's say, 10% withholding tax on your salary. But I think government has been very charitable with that. And I think,
Mr. Pia, let me just interrupt there. I mean, we've been talking about broadening the tax nets. We've been talking about mobilizing a lot of the taxes for the country because we need it, obviously. So to exempt these foreigners from paying taxes, I'm sure a lot of people have issues with it.
I don't know. There's one thing. A government can decide to take taxes or allow people to have access to their money. Then it's going to increase their disposable income. They are going to spend the money here in Ghana, and then directly or indirectly, we'll be getting taxes from them. So if you go to Dubai, for example, and most of the Middle East countries, if you are a foreigner and you work there, you don't pay any income tax. But the cost of living in the country and also other things that you buy will invariably, consume the taxes that you have paid, you have forgone. So we shouldn't be worried about this at all.
So generally, yes, we know that the Continental Free Trade Area is not coming now. It is postponed till next year. And the minister clearly stated that, yes, they are working around the clock to ensure that they have a smooth takeoff next year. With what is happening on the continent and globally with COVID-19, do you see us in the position as a continent and for member states to be effective up and running when the takeoff date kicks off?
I am not undoubtful of what the minister is saying. I believe that by January 1st, when the Secretariat officially resumes and when trading resumes, majority of member states will be able to trade. Those who may not be able to trade may be permitted within the boundaries of the COVID. But for majority of them, will be able to trade. Let us get it that COVID has come to stay. We need to be able to find a way to live around it. We cannot continuously shut our borders to COVID. Like it or not, people must live and goods and services must trade across borders. And so we should be ready to start trading January next year. But there are other things that needs to be tidied up before we can do so. The rules of origin and other protocols are yet to be finalized. And I believe that between now and December ending, AU and member states will be able to agree on those protocols so that once we start trading, there wouldn't be any teething issues.
All right, Mr. Pia Aduma, grateful as always for joining us on Business Live tonight. Thanks so much for your input there. And that's how...